Hello and welcome to the Plays the Thing. My name's Matt. Welcome. And in today's live stream, I am going through all the games that I bought at UK Games Expo, which was over this last weekend, Friday to Sunday. I went on the Friday and the Sunday and played games all Saturday. And also got ill. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but yeah, I got a cold, a bug or something, around all those people. Pretty much started getting ill the first night, I think, although I didn't realise it. Anyway, I had a really great time. Me and my friends, Jordan and Libby, we managed to walk around the whole of the expo, saw everything there was to offer. We bought some games early on the Friday because we've kind of worked out that we need to, once we decided what we want and what's new, we kind of need to get it. I was pretty lucky in that on the Sunday I bought a game sort of last minute, like I did last year with Voidfall actually. That was new, so I have that as well, and I did an unboxing of that yesterday. But yeah, so basically I'm just going to show you the games, talk about why I got it. Obviously all of these games, well, my channel, I play mostly solo, so I will be hoping to play all of these on my channel so I can play them solo. That's my main sort of concern. And then I just want to buy things that I'm interested in, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But yeah, so first of all, I'm going to start with, how are we doing for, just zoom in a little bit there. So I'm going to start with probably the smallest box, but not necessarily the smallest game, and that is Escape from the Moon. And this is a game designed and the art also by Hiroshi Kawamura. And I got this because it is from Salt and Pepper Games, which is a store that last year I went to because I wanted to find Witchcraft. And I got Witchcraft. I think I got one of the last ones. And then this one, I'd already visited them on Friday, but the guy who was running, who I presume is Salt and Pepper Games because he was there last year as well, he said they were getting this in, and then I don't think it arrived on Friday, but I went back sort of in the morning on Sunday, and they had like 10 of these left, so I bought it. So Escape the Moon is, I would think, would come on general sale at some point if it isn't already. And it is a card game where you're trying to build up your deck, but you're doing that by going around a sort of map that's made of cards like this. And then you have to discard cards and get up to the right number. So your cards have numbers on them as well, and these are obviously the base sort of cards. And then you will, if you get to that number through various means, you will win the card. So for example, the warehouse seems likely to contain items that will be useful in a disaster. So you get this card and it goes into your hand and turns over, and it's a special heat resistant suit. So when we're doing a search action, which is when we go to one of these cards, we may remove one card in our hand from the game, which is useful for getting rid of bad cards. And there are bad cards in this because you're trying to escape from the moon. There is limited oxygen. So these are oxygen cards. So you have all these, and every time you go through your deck, you get one at the bottom of your deck, which is face down. You don't shuffle actually in this game. It came with sleeves, but you don't actually shuffle, apart from at the start. And then these become cards that you can use as well, or cards that are, there's a couple of those, not beneficial for solar flare that you can't use. So yeah, there's I played through this actually this morning, and I've really enjoyed it. There are a couple of like scenarios and ways to make it harder, like having less oxygen, for example. But I really like it, and it's really striking. I quite like the art. It's fitting for the design of the game, for the theme of the game, I should say. So yeah, here's your player card. So it tells you what you do on each turn. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this. I will definitely play it more. I will definitely play it on the channel. It's I mean, how long did it take me? Like 20 minutes? Yeah, it says 20 minutes. And it's a solo only game. So this is, I feel like this level of game for, I don't know, taking when you're going for a night away or something is good for me. So yeah, I kind of picked this up on a whim. It was only £15, and I think it might be quite a mainstay. I don't think I'll be getting rid of it. So from what I've seen up to now, so that is Escape the Moon, and yeah, very pleased with that. So next on the list, as again something I just picked up. My friend was getting some small tin games. Barbecue, I think, was one of them, and I saw this and kind of just grabbed it and bought it. And it is one card dungeon. I guess maybe because I recently played one deck dungeon, I was kind of like, well, I like that. So so I got this. Now this Barney Skinner, and it's Alley Cat Games, is a dungeon crawler. And as it says on the tin, there is one card. So you start off. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Let me just move this up. Yeah. So you start off in this dungeon, and there are spiders in this dungeon, and they can do certain things. They can move a certain distance and attack and defend, and they have range. And your stats start off very low, so I think it's like 1, 1, 1, 2, and then measured on dice. And you have 10 life, which is 6 life, sorry, which is on the green die. And the enemy, which is the red die, will move around, and you have to kill them. And there are 12 levels to this dungeon. So here's level 1, and then you go to, oh, that's wrong, level 1, and then you go to level 2, and then you go to level 3, and then you go to level 4, and then you go back to the level 1, but now it's a level 5 dungeon. So you have to do that each one until you get to level 12 dungeon, and then you win. And every time that you re-enter this, so on level 5 you can see there are different numbers in green, so that denotes the level of the monster, the strength, but the life of the monster basically. So you start off in the level 1 dungeon with a level 1 and one with 1 life. And yeah, so you get 3. Actually, I don't know what life they have. They have 2 lives. Oh yeah, so they're going to have 2 life in each round. So in level 1 and round dungeon 1 and dungeon 5, but in dungeon 5 there will be 3 of them. So, and they're in slightly different places. So yeah, quite clever. I've only had a little look at this, so I haven't played it yet, but it will be something that I play. And also you can be a barbarian and a wizard and a couple of other things that give you special abilities. So yeah, there's not very much in there. Now, the interesting thing about this is you're getting a lot of dice, but this was £12. Hello, did anyone see Eternal Decks at the expo? I didn't. No. I don't remember seeing it. I beg your pardon. Oh, I'll put it in the lid. So that is one card dungeon. I think, you know, not quite as interesting to me as Escape from the Moon. But still, you know, if you want a dungeon crawler, pretty small box. So then I'm going on to one that is more well known. And that is something that is really hard to get in the UK, as far as I am aware. And I saw one on sale at Chaos Cards, so I got it. And then I saw some others at Waterstones, and I didn't get them because I couldn't remember which one I bought. And by the time it was in the, it was away in a box, so I couldn't see which one I bought. I'd forgotten. And that is Kinfire Delve. So I got Kinfire Delve, Scorn Stockade, and I could have bought the other two, but I didn't, and that's okay, because I've got one of them. But I've been really interested in this game for quite a long time, but as I say, it's just really hard to find in the UK. So I was very pleased that it was there. It was on my list to try and get, so very pleased. So if you don't know, because you might not, in Kinfire Delve we have a deck of cards, and we are trying to get to the bottom of these cards. So there is like a boss. It's a boss battler, basically. I can't remember. Oh no, they're the end cards. We'll find them eventually. Maybe they're in here. Ah, yes, they are. So there are 3 different bosses. Well, it's the same boss, but different versions of the boss. And you will pick one of these randomly. So random. And then you have a set of 4 cards around, and you pick. There are 2 heroes in this deck. So there's Naz of the Wind Strikes, which is the one I tried it with, although I didn't play the full game. And then there's Fane Longstride. So they both have different powers, different cards. And you're basically in the solo game of this, because you can play it solo or 2. You are drawing cards. You'll have 8 cards in your hand, and you're using them to try and defeat these cards. And when you get the number in the top here, through different various means, that becomes a card that you have defeated. And when they are defeated, if you can see here, you get a reward, and this means delve 4. So you'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and they go into a discard, and then you get that card. So that means that you're getting through this deck, and if you get to the bottom of the deck, you then take on the boss. So that is the basis of that. Basically, every time you try and defeat one of these, you also roll dice. So there are specialized dice that you roll, which, as you can see, this would be bad because I haven't rolled any of these cards. But say we were going for this one, this red card. So we're looking for red symbols, which we didn't get. This is a miss, 2 green, No, this isn't a miss, sorry. This is a hit, a blue hit, and this is a miss. Bad rolling. Wow, really bad rolling. Super bad rolling. I'm glad I'm not playing this right now. Not one red. There you go. So there are red symbols, so they would add to the cards that we're playing. And also there are these white symbols, which can be anything. Excuse my cough. Still recovering. So yeah, that's the basics of Kimfire Delve. But one of the things I really appreciate about this, I haven't sort of got so into the gameplay yet, is the quality. So I got this for £16 at Chaos Cards. And they're just, the cards, the art is really nice. Then they even have some, where are they? Can't find them. Oh yeah, it's these cards, isn't it? You know, these cards have like a sort of shiny, if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. Just really nice quality game. You know, not normal dice that have been produced just for this game. So yeah, we'll see what this is like. I think, you know, there's a lot of people that like this, and I think again, it's one of those games that I can see me taking away to play when I can't play anything else. You know, if I've got a spare hour to play Kimfire Delve. So very happy that I got one of these as well. So then, what's next? I don't have loads of games. I know some people buy, you know, like 20 or 30. That's not me. I buy things that I really want. So I think next I'm going to go back to Salt and Pepper Games because I do like them so much. And I went on the first day, on the Friday, I went to see if they had Escape from the Moon, which I got on the Sunday. And they didn't, but they had this game, which I had seen, I think on One Stop Co-op Shop. And I had thought, maybe not because of the theme, I won't go for it. But then, because I thought I wouldn't get Escape from the Moon, I bought Onoda. And this one, yeah, the theme is that it was a Japanese soldier who was on an island and didn't realise that the Second World War was over. And so he kept fighting the war like guerrilla style for decades, basically. So the theme is kind of like, are we celebrating him? But they kind of are quite clear in what they talk about in the rule book, that is not what they're doing. They're just presenting the history of it. But I have to say that I really, really like the quality of this game. The only problem is that there are some cards in it and they were a bit bent when I opened them. But apart from that, these are kind of mission cards, I think. I know they're missions. But I just really like the quality of it. The board, there is a board which is very nice. I like the art in this. Reminds me of a little bit of the art project, actually, in a way, now I think about it, although very different games. So basically, you are Onoda. And you have missions, which are this big block. And this is Onoda. And you're basically moving around this map and trying to complete missions. And every time you move around, these tokens go out and they will make it harder for you to move around. And there's also a draw bag. And I can't remember what these do, but I know they come out of the draw bag. And then you get food. You have to have food at the end of every day, I think. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't played this one yet. But again, I will be playing this on the channel at some point. I want to kind of space these things out, but at the same time, I want people to see new games. So the object of the game, in each round you also undertake a mission. During 6 rounds of variable duration, you have to obtain a number of resources, represented by rice, that will allow you to finish the round without suffering penalties. In each round, you will also undertake a mission, earning honor points for it. During your adventures, you will experience some of the events that the real-life Onoda had during his stay on Lubang. If you manage to overcome the 6 rounds without going insane due to paranoia or dying due to ill health, it will be time to see if you will be recognized as a hero or fade into oblivion. Yes, there's missions and events. And I think... No, they're all the same, so they can be different things. Yeah, lots of different things can happen. Good and bad. Probably more bad than good. Yeah, so without going through the rule book, I don't know this game yet. But I will be playing it. So this must be the 6. Oh, this one here must be the 6 rounds. And yeah, okay. Jolly good. So that is Onoda. Interested to see what this one is like. And we'll put all this back in the box. Yeah, I have no idea about gameplay for this one, really, so it will be a discovery. I might play this on my Patreon, actually, first time, and just see if I can work it out. If you don't follow my Patreon, the info is at the bottom of the screen and in the description. I'm just starting my Patreon up, but I'm going to be doing sort of test plays on there and posting other stuff as well, so please join up. Okay, so we're on to what I would call the big 3. And two of these are games I definitely wanted. One was one I was like, I want to have a look and see if they've got anything. And the one that I was thinking, shall I get this? And I was in the queue and it was there, and so I bought it, is from Sashi and Sashi, The Great Evening Banquet. Now this is a new game. In my hotel room I played it solo and really enjoyed it, and so I got my friends to play it, and one of them said it wasn't his sort of game because it made him have too many, it's just too much decision making in it. And my other friend really liked it, and I really liked it, and it's just got that sort of classic Sashi and Sashi feel and a big velvet bag. And basically in Great Evening Banquet you have I can show you. Yeah, you have a table, different tables, and you're trying to get these guests. So these can be in any order. So you've got 6 tables. And you have these as well, which are kind of things that you're also trying to complete, but for end game scoring. And then every round, you are drawing a certain number of guests. So let's say you draw 3. And then there'll be several different carriages. These are carriages that you can pick from. And you pick one of them, and then you have to place the guests in certain order. So here you need 2 people with red wine. So this lady could go here. Well, any of them could go there, but you need 2 with red wine. This one you need 2 with pink background, so actually this lady could go here as well. This you need 2, I think they call them senior lady tokens. So there's a senior lady, matches that. So you get the idea. And then when you have filled all of these up, you score them. And you score based on this list. So 2 equal the same people gets you 1 point. 2 pairs gets you 2. 3 of the same gets you 3. 4 of the same gets you 4. And then all 4 different people, there's only 4. So there's gentlemen and ladies and senior gentlemen and senior ladies. You get 5. And then you also look at colour as well. So if there are 4 different colours, you get 1 point. If there are 3 different colours, nothing. 2 different colours, 2, and then all different colours, 3. And then you also get points for glasses. So if you get 2 red wine, you will get 2 points, and 4 red wine, you get 4. And then that score, if you have done this, you get that score. If you haven't succeeded doing this on the table, you get half points rounded down, I think it is. And then this flips over to denote that you've completed the table. So there will be 4 people at that point. And then you do that until the game is over. So you will have all your tables full. And then you score, I think they call them, commemorative photo bonus. So this is a little bit shaky, this one. But so you do these in order for everyone who's playing as well. And so this is 3 different colours on these 2 tables. And if you've got 2 or 4, you don't get the bonus. Then every 3 blue guests on these 2 tables, all the old men on these 2, and then 2 brown on these 3 for each set of 2 brown, and then this 3 different colours on these 3. So that is how you score, and it just has a really nice flow to it. And I was saying to my friend that also the solo mode also has a really nice flow to it, which I really liked. And they've really thought about the solo mode, and even the scoring track. So this is for a multiplayer game for your 4 different people. And then on this side is a solo, and you get to, because you've got less choice, you can pick out a new set on 2 goes, but you lose points for that. And then also in the last round, you get a certain bonus restriction if you're over 20 points, and a bonus if you're under 19. So they've really thought about it. Excuse my cough. And yeah, it has a really, really nice feel to it, this game. There is something about these Sashi and Sashi games that just feel good. It's like Coffee Roaster. Coffee Roaster was one of my first games that I ever got. And it just feels... I think I said to someone, you know, when I'm playing Mythwind at the moment, and everyone says how that's cozy. I think Sashi and Sashi games are the coziest, and it's kind of weird because the theme for this, they generally, I think it's because they're Japanese and they like the sort of Western aesthetic, but they're generally like posh people on a boat, like Come Sail Away, or people at a banquet. So they're not necessarily things you think, oh, that's going to be really like chilled out and lovely, but they are. There's a certain style and grandeur, and I think Great Evening Banquet has that as well. So I'm very pleased to be one of the first people to have it, and I will be playing this on a live stream tomorrow, I think around the same time. And I'm super happy I got this. This was £30, so not too, you know, not an expensive game. I would also say the quality of this is really good. The tokens for the guests are really good quality, and yeah, I think I'm going to really like it. I think I'm going to really like it. I mean, I've already played it twice. So then we are moving on to my last two games. And the one I will talk about first is a game by Ryan Lockett. And I've played Sleeping Gods from him, and this is different. And I haven't played it solo yet, but I played it 3, and we all really liked it. So I won, which is probably why I liked it the most. But it is Creature Caravan. So this hasn't been available in the UK. And I think it might be going on sale imminently. I'm not sure. This was £50. Yeah, £50. And I could have got the super upgraded version, but it was 90, and I just thought, you know, I don't really need that, especially when I wasn't 100% sure of if I liked the gameplay. But this is good. It has a very simple sort of mechanic in it, but lots of decision space. So you create a map from these, and then you are moving a caravan around on the map, and you're not trying, you don't need to get to the end, but the further along the map you go, you do score points. So there's the start. So you're trying to get to this city at the end, East Fear, which is here. And you have little caravans, which I will show you. 2 of them. So you have these little caravans. So obviously, usually they would be standing up. And you're moving along here. And as you move along, certain things happen. You get fruit, you open chests, and you get rewards. You go and you have enemies. What are they called? They are called Ember zombies. Yeah. And then also, which I think is really good as well, is you have these 2 boards. And these are, one of them is a market, and the other one is a combat board for Ember zombies. So every time you move onto a space with an Ember zombie symbol, you get an Ember zombie on your board, and you have the opportunity at that point to fight it. and you have sword symbols on your main board, which I haven't even talked about yet. So you can see here, which you can use to attack. And when you do attack or use the market board, you put a cube on here, and then every round the cube will move down. And once it reaches the symbol, no one else can use that anymore. So as you are marking things off and getting victory points, which are marked here, you're kind of locking off places where people can't go anymore. But the main action that you do at the start of every turn is you roll 5 dice. So you have these really nice dice, which have got sort of, like you can see, sort of shiny blue things. You roll 5, and then you can re-roll all of them if you want. And that's the only re-roll you can do unless a card says otherwise. And then you can place these dice on sections on your board, but also you have cards, which I can show you here. Let's zoom in a little bit again. So you have cards that can also have spots for dice on them. So this one, for example, this Graskin Grower, you would have to have a 5 or above. So if I put a 6 on here, I get 3 bread, and bread is a resource that I can use to put out more cards. So you can see what resources I need for the Cresarian Wanderer. And then there are loads of keywords as well. So for example, this one, White Tower Traders, 8 victory points. Everything in these blue flags is victory points, plus 3 nocturnal. So certain cards will have a nocturnal keyword on them. None of them here. But you can see here, these are like, this burrowing beetle is tiny flying delver. And this one is tiny shy delver. So these keywords will activate other cards to get more points or do other things. Also, there is a really nice thing where if you end on a spot with a fruit, you get a fruit, and you can put a fruit on any card and it's locked in for the entire game. And what the fruit does is it reduces the requirement for the dice down to 1 for the rest of the game. So, hello, Michael. So now getting 3 bread only will cost 1 dice. So that's really cool as well. And then also, if you stop on a chest, you will get a little chest which has a bonus on the back of it. If you stop on a white tower, at the end of the round, you will draw 3 cards, and there are lots of cards. So it's quite simple in terms of the mechanics, but there are loads of decisions to make, and there are loads of cards. There's loads of different ways you can go with things as well. I won because I managed to get a couple of cards out very early on in this first game that we did. Because I had lots of cards that gave me more fight actions. And so I was just hitting these, let me show you, hitting these top ones really, really quickly and scoring lots of points. So we'll see. I'm going to play this also, of course, solo. So we will see if I'm quite as good when I'm playing against the AI opponent, which I can just show you that actually is on the back of all the player boards. There is something that you follow to activate the AI. So they roll dice as well and do different things depending on what they roll. Yeah, so there we go. That is Creature Caravan. Also, I would say with this as well is the art in this is really nice. The cards are really great. Lots of great artwork on them. So yeah, I'll be interested to see where this lands in sort of how much I like it solo. But also, I think it's a reasonably quick game. Like, I think it probably took us an hour. What do they say? 60 to 90 minutes. Yeah, I guess the good the good thing is that you can. There isn't a lot of player interaction. That's the only thing I'd say. Only the sort of market and Ember Zombie board. But otherwise, you can roll your dice and do all your actions at the same time. And just build a tableau of cards. And yeah, I really like my first play of that. So that is Creature Caravan. Sorry I've got this cough. It's much better than it was, but it's not gone away yet. I have a Games Expo cold. So the last one, I don't know if you would have seen yet, but please go and watch my video that I put up last night. And the last one is the game that I got at the last minute in the last few hours, and I just really like the theme. And then I realized that I have another game from them distilled, and so I bought Luthier, which was my most expensive buy. But I've actually, yesterday when I was feeling really ill, I put this all out and started reading the rule book and kind of had a little stumble through it. And there are lots of really interesting mechanics in this, far more than I could possibly go through. But I'm going to read the rule book actually later on, properly. So, yeah, you can see how big it is. So this is an AI board. This is a player board. You can have 1 to 4 players. There's an AI system which is really interesting. It's pretty smooth as well, so I'm kind of looking forward to playing with that. I kind of want to play it with people as well. But this is the basic set. Again, they had a deluxe version, which I have seen. I saw Paul Grogan opening it yesterday, and I was like, oh, that is really nice. But this was 75 and that was 110, so yeah, a lot bigger. But the quality of this is really good as well. And you get a conductor stick, so you can go, move over here. But I'll show you the board. Also lots of great tokens, etc. And here's the board, which is very striking. So we are basically recruiting people from the salon to make instruments for them. We're going to the guild to get instruments. We are repairing instruments as well, and we're doing even doing performances where we're rolling these awesome dice here, although only rolling these 2 at the beginning to get better marks on our performance. And then also we have the orchestra, where you're basically trying to get people on what they call the first seat to score points at the end of the game. And then there are also, of course, things that you have to do which are brought out randomly. So like in a 2-player game, you would get 3 of these randomly put out. And very much like, any other of these games, you're trying to do certain things a number of times to get victory points. But there are loads of different ones, loads of different things. But the thing I think that stands out for me, one of the things anyway, is that when you are, obviously this is worker placement, when you are placing your workers, you have numbers on the back, and this even works for the solo mode because the AI randomly puts things out. But you're putting things out, for example, on these two, and then no one else can see what you've put out until someone goes there to perform the action. And then you will all reveal your different things, and the person who has the highest number will get to go first. So there's a bit of, it's not just like putting a worker down in the first spot means that you're going to go there, or not being able to go there on your turn because someone else has gone there. Everyone can do the same actions, but it might be that you don't get to go first, and you might lose a card that you want. So because of that, there are lots of different things where you can either do the action or get some other reward. All the spots have that. But then also there are tracks that you're moving up. There's one track here and one track in the middle. It's really interesting. It's, I would say, mid-weight, maybe mid to heavy. I don't know, something like that. But also the benefits. There are lots of different things where, like, we have cubes on here. Let me show you the. So we have, I mean, they're like patrons basically, who are out on this board. And let me get a more complicated one. That's better. So we have patrons who are looking for certain things. So this patron, Cassini, she is looking for a brass instrument. So you're getting instruments as well. So for example, strings, brass. So she's looking for a brass instrument to complete what she needs. And once it's completed, this card will go behind her to say you've completed it, and you get a reward. But then also, once you've got the reward, she flips over, and you can see she has a benefit as well. So when we go to perform, which is over here, you will get 2 extra notes, which gives you 2 more in the performance to get a higher reward, and she will go here. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots for them to go in. And then others are more difficult, so you will get better rewards. These are victory points. But for example, Paschal Bell, he wants a string instrument. So for example, this double bass. So when this is done, he is not yet completed because he has another double bass symbol. But this double bass symbol has music and repair on it. So if we do a music and repair of a string instrument, then we will get that card, and then he will be completed. Then we get his reward, which is 4 victory points and a move on this track. And then we get his reward as well. So his ongoing benefit. So the cards are, I mean, apart from, I think they look great. And the instrument cards also look really great. There's lots of different, you're always getting benefits from things that you do. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. It's been learning it. I mean, I haven't had a proper full playthrough, but it's exciting me at the moment. I guess that is the thing. So yes, let me put this away. So the only problem with this is I have to play games for you guys. So getting this in and out, it's always the same with big games. Takes a while to play. I could really do with another table. But again, this might be something that I play on my Patreon so that I can just take my time and anyone who's a patron can watch it later, what have you. But yeah, I'm super excited about that, as I am with all the games I've got. And I had such a great time at UK Games Expo with my friends Jordan and Libby. This is the 3rd year we've gone now. And my advice for UK Games Expo is, if you're going on the Friday, plan out what you want to get for sure and go and get them. Get a drop and shop box so you can drop things off if you've got a lot. And certainly plan your sort of first few hours that you're there to get the things that you want, if there are things you really want. If you want to just browse, then I think Friday and Sunday are the best days to browse, because Saturday is crazy busy. But yeah, that's my advice. Not that you asked for it. Okay, guys, so that's going to be it for this UK Games Expo board game haul video. Tomorrow, I will be playing Great Evening Banquet live, and I'm playing Creature Caravan at the weekend, I think, and we will see what happens after that. But thank you so much. If you're watching this live, please give this live stream a like. If you're watching this in the future, please also do that. Please subscribe. Visit my Patreon, see if you would like to join. That would really help me out. And thank you so much. And I will see you in the next live stream. Okay, bye.